Hi, welcome to Thea's Table. Today, I would like to take a look at how to practice impeccable domestic hygiene. Next to personal hygiene, this is one of your best defenses against contracting COVID-19. Now, I understand it's extra work and trouble, and it will require a different mindset and perhaps some discipline and emotional maturity. But I don't want you to become disheartened today, thinking you can't disinfect every possible surface 100%. The idea is that you lessen the viral load that you're exposed to. For example, if you're exposed to a clean surface and it wasn't cleaned 100%, and there's this little viral load there and you touch your face, your body has a better chance of defending itself, sort of gearing up, getting your immune system going. But if you walk through a room and a person sneezes in front of you and he is into a viral shedding phase and it's a massive viral load, then of course your body gets hit harder and your immune system doesn't have enough time to react properly and you can get sicker. So bear that in mind when you listen to today's tips and things that I'm going to give you to disinfect your home. Now, if you want to look at this viral load issue a little bit more, I'll leave a link for you below. If you live in an area where there are less cases or the infection count is lower, then just adopt one or two of these measures and work your way up. To lessen the burden of these kinds of precautions, I can recommend that you set yourself up in a way that's comfortable for your life. For example, I have a spray bottle with a soapy solution at my front door with a towel that hangs there from a hook behind a plant. And when I come from outside, I just take the spray bottle, quickly give my hands a pre-rinse, rinse my feet and my flip-flops because we live in the tropics, or you could rinse your shoes, and I wash down my legs, rinse it down with a hose, and then I just dry my feet and my legs. And then I enter the house. That's a good idea, and I'll hope to help you with some other ideas today. Now, I would like to give you some updates on how long the virus can survive outside of the human body. Now, technically, a virus is dead, sort of. It needs to live in a host to actually come alive, but it is viable outside of the human body for quite a while. Recently, a study was published that confirmed that the virus, when aerosolized, can stay aerosolized for up to 3 hours. That is different from the last report that indicated that it can stay alive, aerosolized, for 30 minutes. And you want to bear that in mind when you go out shopping or bring things from home. I mean, for example, you don't know how the person before you handled the parcel or the groceries that you bring home and plan to bring into your house. Now, the study has found that on surfaces, the virus stay viable on plastic and stainless steel for up to 72 hours, on cardboard for 24 hours, and on copper for 4 hours. Now, remember, this is emerging data, so you've got to always work conservatively. You've got to remember last time they thought for 30 minutes, and now it's 3 hours, and that's important to remember. Now, if you want to follow a discussion on this article, I will leave a link for you below. Now, you don't want to invite COVID-19 inside your house. I mean, there are things that you can do to make sure that you don't do it. First of all, take off your shoes. Now, in Asia, they do that a lot. I've never done it in my own house, but I do it now. You must have outside shoes and inside shoes. And even your outside shoes, you should clean. Now, maybe you live in a colder climate, so you have to handle this in a different manner. I live in the tropics, so we use sandals or wear sandals or flip-flops or whatever. So take off your shoes before you enter your house and spray them down with a soapy solution that you leave at the front door. Wash your feet, wash your lower legs, and switch, after you've dried your feet, into clean shoes inside the house. Now, depending on your house, you can set this up in a manner that suits your lifestyle. If you wore open shoes, it's important that you wash your feet as well. Don't forget that. Of course, if you wore socks, you can just take your socks off. Walk into the house and put your bag on the floor. Don't put it on the table or the side table. Put it on the floor and wipe it down with a disinfectant of choice like an alcohol solution. Now, we've switched to canvas bags. I have a canvas handbag and Lawrence has a little backpack, canvas backpack. We actually put them on the floor and we will throw them in the wash after we've entered the house. Upon entering the house, you must go and wash your hands properly for 30 seconds. But don't forget, you need to wash your sunglasses, your reading glasses, whatever you handled outside while you were shopping. You should wash that and your keys. It's an all-in-one. You just wash your hands, lather up, take your glasses, your sunglasses, your keys, and just hang them up or put them on a paper towel to dry. Because you handle your keys a lot. Now, I disinfect the handles of our motorcycle, but you might want to disinfect your steering wheel before you leave the car, because this is an area that you touch a lot. Now, if you're wearing a mask, you must wash your hands and then remove the mask. You can bin it, or you can use the 9-day method that I discussed, and I think it was in vlog 3, and I will show you how to do that in the next vlog because I practice that method now. Put your purchases, whatever you bought, on a table that's designated for it, or a surface, or a sideboard, or something, depending on the layout of your house. Don't put them on the table where you're going to eat and drink. Then I would disinfect all my purchases. Anything that cannot be washed, I would disinfect with a 1.2 solution bleach, or whatever the indications on your bleach bottle is, because bleach can come in differing strengths. It's not the same in every country, and every brand differs. I would bleach and wipe down my purchases. The ones that I can wash, I carry straight to the sink in the back, like milk bottles and cans, solid items. And I soap them down like I would wash my hands. I will soap them down, lather up, soap them down, rinse them, and put them in the sink to dry for a little bit before I bring them in, and I will use a towel to dry them before I pack them away. The ones that you wipe down with a bleach solution, you must let sit, and you can put them on a different table now because they've been disinfected so that they can dry naturally before you put them on the shelves. Now, the virus enters through your mucous membranes, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. But you must make sure that your hands are in good condition because you use a lot of chemicals now. So I sometimes, well, I always actually put on plastic gloves, cheap plastic gloves, or you can put on latex or latex-free gloves for that, or the regular kind that you do dishes with to protect your hands. But make sure your hands remain uncracked and in good condition because the virus can enter through a cut in your hands. Now, once you've put your disinfected purchases on another table, and I know it's a lot of trouble, wait until they're dry and put them in your pantry or refrigerator or wherever you want them to be. Now, early on in the pandemic, when Wuhan was in lockdown, I saw people being very neighborly, and they would cleverly lower buckets with rice and other foodstuffs and provisions to other balconies, and people would pull it up again and put things in and take it up again. And it was a very good look at how neighbors can help each other. But I seriously doubt if they disinfected the bucket, wiped down the items they sent down the bucket, if everybody had washed their hands beforehand, before touching it and after having touched it, and if they again wiped down things that they put in the bucket for their neighbors. And that's the problem. You can practice social distancing, you can actually quarantine yourself or isolate, but if you don't practice good domestic hygiene, you invite COVID-19 into your house. I regularly disinfect certain things by rote, door handles, light switches, remote controls, etc. But I will leave 3 links for you below where you can see what other experts suggest you should disinfect in your home. Another question that I've been asked is, what do I do with my outside clothes? Meaning, when I come from a shopping trip, what do I do when I enter the house? Well, basically speaking, we consider our handbags or backpacks and wallets as outside clothing. So Lawrence and I have set out 2 sets for ourselves. 2 day packs, 2 wallets. So when we come back from shopping, we basically empty our bags and wallets and put them in the new clean set, and we place our canvas bags, I have a canvas bag, and so does Lawrence, in the washing machine. Now, it's important, if you don't have a washing machine and you wash your clothes later or elsewhere, that you put it in a plastic bag because you don't want to contaminate your laundry basket. because it can live on that surface for quite a long time, and you can touch your face, etc., and that's not good. So we clean our purchases, of course, like I've explained before, and at this point in time, we now clean our phones, and we do that several times a day, in fact, but especially if we've been outside. Now, if your handbag and wallet cannot be washed, let's say it's a leather handbag, then you have to wipe it down with a disinfectant of your choice. We'll also change our clothes, everything, and put it in the washing machine. And then we take a shower and we wash our hair, because your hair could get contaminated. I understand, it's a lot of trouble, but you'll get used to it. You don't want to invite that bad guest COVID-19 into your house. And besides, you're in isolation of some sort by now, so you have time. You can do it. Now, you might think this is a lot of trouble, but it's a very good deterrent for going out too often to shop for this or shop for that. We shop once a week, that's it. And if need be, we can go without shopping for 3 to 4 weeks. By doing this, you will make your house a safe space, a green zone. You won't contaminate your chairs, your sofa, your carpets. Anything that you sit on all the time or use all the time will stay clean, and you're safe inside your own house. If you are in lockdown, try to enjoy the time off. It's no use stressing over things that you can't change anyway, and stress is so bad for your immune system. If you have a garden, share with your neighbors. Eat fresh fruit and vegetables. And if you don't have a garden, maybe it's time to start one. Even a potted garden will help. Now, very important, doctors are going to work for you. You should stay at home to help them and protect them. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below. And it's time for me to say now, as they say in Afrikaans, tot ziens.